Today I'm about to speak about loyalty program. Why is it necessary? What is it necessary? But truly, what we need to understand right now is how loyalty is different from retention. We talk a lot about retention every day, right? Repeat customers are important. They are so much more important than your new customer. How is acquisition versus retention? The battle is ongoing. But we never talk about the difference between retention and loyalty. Now, from a speaking matter, retention and loyalty are different in very small way. One, retain customer can be any customer. If I have purchased from your app or your website once and I come back after 2 years and purchase again, then I am a retained customer. But am I truly a loyal customer to you? The answer might be no, depending on whatever is your business model looks like it. What is your cycle of replenishment for your model? How do you define a dormant customer? In that case, a retained customer might not be a loyal customer. When we talk about loyalty program, we do have to look very deeply into segmentations. When I talk about segmentation, it's basically how we are defining our user segments. So everyone knows that the segments are new user, old user, retained user, and loyal user. But we never talk about a very important segment, which is a decline in usage. For example, a customer who used to be a regular on your website, let's say he used to make an impression on a monthly level or a weekly level, but he suddenly stopped it. Why? Did your marketing, did you stop making as much impression on that user? Or basically your communication is not worth it anymore? Is it getting on a repetition mode? So decline, when we talk about loyalty, when we talk about retention, this segmentation, this part of the usage, when we define customers segment, when we define customers reputation on the website is really important when we define loyalty, because a retained customer can be turned into loyal customer if we truly look deep enough in whether he's coming back on the website again and again or not. If he's making sufficient impressions on your website, then it's clear that he's basically very interested in looking at and purchasing your site, purchasing from your website, or making an impression on your website. But also, you can, as a marketer, you can collect much more data about him. For example, you can collect about his view behavior, whether he's wishlisting any product, purchasing, adding to cart. You can create a whole persona for that customer. You can create an affinity for that customer, which in turn can help you build a much more scalable and automated marketing process, so you don't rely on your daily marketing efforts like day-to-day push notification, your email strategies, web pushes, etc., which in turns are very execution heavy, and they might not yield the same result because everyone is getting same things over and over again. So now let's talk about one thing, how loyalty is different from for a D2C company, which is direct to consumer company, to a big giant e-commerce. Now, I'm sure you guys must have purchased somewhere around the line from a giant e-commerce as well as a D2C company. For example, something that comes on top of my head when I say about D2C company could be Bombay Shaving Company, sorry. Man Company is one of the example as well. Bellora Paris, and all Bare Anatomy and all these small companies, Mama Earth, etc. These are all our D2C brand, which are scaling up very nicely in India. But what are they doing which e-commerce are not doing, and why their website orders are higher than ever in current scenario? So we have seen that currently around 75% of the customer engagement depends truly on emotion. For example, when you open a D2C product, you see a lot of packaging which is customized as per you. which is purely based out of you, whether you are a boy, girl, man, women, and whatever you want to receive from a company, they are giving you. So in sense, they are giving you emotional based, emotional journey from those brands. So these emotional driver from current situation are trust, happiness, and especially when you buy a luxury item, their packaging or their way of delivery, way of conveying their product gives you a sense of pride, which e-commerce is not doing it today. So that's why this loyalty for our D2C companies are on the rise. Now, since D2C, let's talk more in detail about D2C companies at length. Now, since D2C company, they have their own warehouses, they have their own supply chain management team, they have complete control over their inventory. So when we talk about an e-commerce shipment versus a D2C shipment, what is happening? When you place an order on an e-commerce, all of your orders divided into 10 parts perhaps. You receive your orders in one shipment, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so on. While in a D2C company, your entire package comes in a one single placement. So what happens when a D2C company is giving you an example, giving you a product, they have complete control over the place shipment. Plus they have much more data points against your ID. For example, they know that none of the product might be shipped. There's not a single product that might be shipped wrong or something like that. So that helps in creating a more aggressive, more accurate grievance redressal journey. Now, what is a grievance redressal journey? If a consumer is having a wrong order placed, if a consumer is having a wrong order placed or an item is missing or something of that sort has happened, he will reach out to you on social media. You will get a very bad mouthing. Okay, everyone wants to avoid this right now because social media is the new thing. Everyone is posting on LinkedIn that how XYZ order is delayed and all. But how do we as a company address these issues before they reach out to the next level? A simple grievance journey can help us out in this case, which is also a part of a loyalty program. For example, if a customer has reached out to you saying that, okay, I have this and this faulty product, obviously they're going to raise a customer complaint if they have a faulty product or anything bad has happened with the order. So these orders can be placed into certain segmentation. For example, the level of grievance. If our order is delayed, that's a level 1 problem. But if your order is missing, or if the company says delivered but you didn't get it, that's a highest level priority matter. So based on the what is your matter, what is your based on the urgency of your matter, those grievances can be dealt at different level, whether your order is refunded completely, whether it's replaced completely, or whether you are giving a discount on your next purchase. That's totally dependent on the brand. But knowing that the brand got to you without you interacting with them on a higher level, on a social level, or any other level, which is too embarrassing for them, it's also ensuring them that they truly understand their customer, they truly care about the brand name. The CRM, however, works in building a bridge between a customer and a brand. So making sure that these so-called negative impacts doesn't happen while making sure the brand name remains intact is what a D2C company is achieving right now. I share a very interesting story. I did this with Plum and my order got delayed. I ordered from Plum and they instantly gave me a 50 rupees off on my next purchase, which is not a very big deal because generally that's what they charge for shipping charges, right? But as a customer, I'm inclined to make another purchase. So that's an interesting idea about D2C company because they are very fast in their redressal. The second thing which we already talk about is D2C company helps create a very good emotional brand with a customer with their packaging. They are not just selling you a product, they are trying to sell you a story. They are trying to sell you a story in terms about the brand, how important you are to a brand, and what are we doing to make your purchase, this time purchase, even happier. So the entire process of we opening the product to applying it or wearing it or whatever is a emotional journey which get translated back into word of mouth marketing for the brand itself. Third point is almost all the D2C company which you are purchasing from give a small coupon like a 10-20% off in their first order or every order that you are placing. There is a small discount coupon, a physical discount coupon, which is always placed in the packaging. So without spending anything on the marketing front in terms of automation, in terms of messaging and all, they are making sure that the second purchase or next purchase happen. This is also one of the beauty of D2C company. And the last point comes in, D2C enjoy a much better chances of having a more accurate replenishment cycle. For example, if you are buying from a D2C brand, you know that, okay, I know this is good, I'm gonna buy it again. So whenever that product ends, you know, as a marketer, you know exactly in which time interval that person is buying this again from me. So he can very well predict when is the next time I'm gonna need this product again. For example, if I use a sunscreen in 30 days, you can probably start marketing to me at 25th days that your sunscreen is about to be over. Why don't you order it next? So that's how a replenishment cycle for each individual product is measured. Whereas what happens in e-commerce, there is so much power of choice in e-commerce. You never really go out to buy the similar product again and again. You go on reviews, you go on trying, say, okay, I'll try this time. It's very difficult to maintain a customer to customer life cycle for a single product in e-commerce system. For example, if I buy a shampoo, which you might also buy, but our consumptions are different because I have long hair, you might have short hair. Our shampoo cycles are different. So each individual might have a different replenishment cycle, which D2C can very well nail up to it. So yeah, this is how D2C companies can do much better, are doing much better than in terms of loyalty than the giant e-commerce. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is how we can create a fail-safe, fail-proof campaign. In this topic, we are going to talk all about how we are capturing the data points, what is the content strategy behind it, and also how we can translate it into an automated project so that as a CRM person, you will have all the revenue coming in without lifting even a finger. So when I was designing this campaign, I looked at a lot of data. Personally, I decided that, okay, the best way to reach out to a customer is knowing what he likes. Obviously, that's fact. Without, if I keep on giving him a new offer on new brands or specific offer on new brands or different ranges, he might not come back to me because a customer knows what he wants. He is not opening the app because of a random reason. So when we were looking to design this campaign, we thought a lot about what the customer wants. So we decided to nail down few matrix in order to look for what a perfect campaign should look like. So we decided on a couple of matrix which are basically common for all the consumer applications right now. And we drill down and call this program an affinity module. So basically, we were trying to look for affinity of each individual customer and saying and recommending him those brands or category only. What we did, we use most basic elements, most basic metric like view, wish list, add to cart, and of course order. So all of these matrix combined together, we decided to give them different weightages. Obviously, if you have placed order from a certain brand, that will have a higher weightage because view versus order always gonna win it. So we decided to give these matrix a try. We created a weightage system, and based on this weightage system, we figured out for all the past purchaser, these are the 4 brands which are top choices for them. For example, for me, it could be Man's Company, Maybelline, Lakme, and one more. Let's say Sephora. Bellora. So these are top 4 brands for me: Man Company, Maybelline, Lakme, and Bellora Paris. Now each event. So what we did, we figured out this data set, that how complex it can get, how much complex it can get, and based on that, we gave each individual user 4 user properties. That is brand 1 for your liking, brand 2, brand 3, brand 4. Now, whenever a customer is coming, after we uploaded this data on the our cloud platform, whenever a customer comes to the app and he opens the app, okay, we decided to give him some time to establish intent with a general communication, with a general app communication. It can be an in-app, it can be anything. It can be a silly pop-up as well. We decided to give him a flat coupon to see what brand he gonna look out for. So if he has looked at the brand which was in his affinity list, then I know that this is, and he's still not making a purchase, then I know he's not interested in brand 1. What I'll do is I'll go to brand 2, I'll show him the offer to him for brand 2, and then make sure whatever is the coupon, whatever is the offer for brand 2, and I'll see whether he makes a purchase for brand 2 or not. If he still doesn't, I'll show him brand 3, and if he still doesn't, I'll show him brand 4. So I know what the consumer like. Check if the brand's view since the app session started. If he is viewed, then there is no point of us showing him that communication. It can be either brand or category. Choose the brand, whichever is not viewed amongst that, it will be shown to him, and then communicate the live offer, whichever is the customer. Now, this is a very good example of hyper-personalization. We have talked about personalization in the last session, which was, hey, first name. It's not really personalization. Everyone knows that. So when we talk about hyper-personalization, that means we are combining our past behavior within combining customers' past behavior, whatever he has done from within the app, like how we have calculated his affinity, and we are trying to manipulate his live behavior. If, for example, if he has viewed brand 1 or viewed brand 2, we're not showing him that brand. So we are making a cross junction of past behavior and live behavior to create hyper personalization, which is individual to each and every user. I also want, this is one of the most successful campaign that we have done in the recent times, and I also would like to show you the result. So we created more than 1 million impression. This was during our sale. We targeted around 9 million consumers, and visits, order, you can see the CTR and obviously the revenue side of it. This was one of our most successful campaign in the recent time. Yeah. Because we wanted to make sure that the user journey remain intact, we decided to do it on in-app as well as his behavior. Correct. No, if I'm doing an app, I can show all 4 brands. But if I'm showing push, I'll show him the top affinity brand, because that's just one communication should go out. Impression or the CTR? Impressions is also captured.
In-app, is it like an interactive in-apps or?
It's an interactive in-app, because if you click on it, you will go to the brand.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this was the campaign that we created with the help of hyper personalization and a lot of data manipulation. And this is this has proven out to be one of our most successful campaigns as well. Now, let's talk about why loyalty program is needed. This was my first time working with Trell, where I got to build my own loyalty program from scratch. And as you guys might know, that Trell is a social e-commerce app. It's not just e-commerce, there is different content side to it as well. It was really tricky as to how we consume those two behavior into a single loyalty program. So we had a bit of discussion, we had heated arguments in order to come up to a main cycle, but we're going to talk about that a little more in a later stage. So far too often it has happened, like I was listening to the previous conversation as well, that the company focus too much on newer acquisition. And why shouldn't they? Because they want to expand their segmentation, they want to have more number of user on their platform, more data sets would be available. But is that truly translating into revenue? But because you're spending as much on acquisition channel, the answer might not be yes. So how do we keep the old customers from buying from us again and again? How do we make sure that they are still part of the live segment, the active segment within our ecosystem? The solution is to create a loyalty program where you keep on rewarding your customers for making sure that we are purchasing you again and again. Now, like I said, a retained customer might not be a loyal customer. So how we make sure that this loyal customer and retained customer became different? The answer might be a tier level loyalty program where points or whatever you are given as a loyalty programs get expired after a certain point. Or it can be a single loyalty program where a certain threshold can be stepped to enter the loyalty program. A dedicated loyalty program offers a great way of telling customer that thank you for purchasing with us, or thank you for using our app, thank you for subscribing with us. Loyalty program not only makes sure that it helps you convert the segments, it helps you build out your next level of retention, next customer set, next revenue set coming in, but it also helps you to bring out a lot of referral program can also be translated as a loyalty program, because the more customers you refer, the more points you win, or the more chances you get. This is what we are actually doing in Trell right now as well. So we have translated our loyalty program into a very successful referral program as well. We're going to talk a little more about that as well. So not only with a loyalty program, you're saving a lot on acquisition, but what you're also getting a word of mouth out for your app, for your platform. A loyalty program can be viewed as two-way, a retention channel and an acquisition channel as well. So let's talk about the loyalty program that I'm building a little more in depth for that. So like I said earlier, in Trell we have two aspects. One is a commerce aspect and one is a content aspect, a social aspect. Trell is an app where regional content creators upload their videos and videos about lifestyle, DIY, exercise, food, beauty tips, etc., etc. So how do we translate that behavior plus the commerce behavior into a successful purchase? What we did in Trell is we knew that Trell is known for a content app. So we possibly couldn't create a loyalty program without being content at its back. We had to create something which cross-pollinate both these structures beautifully. So what we did is we created a loyalty program called Trell Cash, in which we decided that we're going to reward customer for their loyalty on Trell app, Trell shop, as well as the Trell content piece. Now, if you watch daily videos on Trell content piece, you are given 25 rupees as a reward point. And if you make a purchase on your app, on your Trell shop, you are again given a certain percentage as your reward points. Now, the basics are pretty simple, right? You keep on watching, you keep on earning, you keep on spending, you keep on earning. Basics are pretty similar. You sign up, you earn some point. You recommend a friends, you earn some point. Like the basic loyalty program works in India. However, this is all about success. We do tackle some failures as well when we were building this loyalty program. If a consumer keeps on watching videos every day and referring his friend, his mother, father, his family, and downloading the app, we don't know, but we are giving him money for free. Now, when we launched it, we were in a hype. We decided that okay, we're gonna make sure that at each order, customer can use all of its coin in once, all of its Trell cash in one space, because we wanted to create a hype. We wanted customer to be rewarded for their loyalty with us, and that brought up the burn cash at like anything, because users were ordering without paying. They were using entire 12 points, and why shouldn't they? Because it was a fuck up at our end. So what we did is we applied a threshold in both getting loyalty points and also on spending loyalty point. Now we have a threshold of about 20% on each purchase, and similarly on 60 days, post 60 days, you cannot watch more and earn more. You have to start your streak again from day one. So we have had hits and misses. However, what we did as a next chapter is to break this loyalty program up into a successful referral program as well, which is why we decided to do our referral program. This is called TCPL, Trell Cash Premier League. Obviously, it's the time of IPL. You can pretty much get away with anything related to IPL. You have to play in the, you have to do moments marketing a lot. So the idea was simple. We ask user to share Trell with their friends and family, and if your referral downloaded from your link, then you will get 5,000 Trell points, 5,000 as Trell cash. Now, whoever gets the most referral done in a week will get a certain price, which is I think in iPhone 13. And at a daily level, you will get around 5,000 points as well. So the idea worked, and right now we have had a successful referral program at our hand. But the catches that happened while building this referral program is we deployed this entirely at the end of our backend, because we wanted it to be as agile as possible. Now, when you deploy such heavy activity on your backend, it's a very good chance that your app won't work, which happened with us. So we had to switch servers multiple times within the app. Also, whenever you are doing something at such scale for an audience on upwards of 12 million, what happens is that sometimes your burns get out of hand, because users who are winning on a daily level, they want to spend entire money on daily level as well. So we have received a lot of customer complaints as well. Like, they don't agree that they are winning 2,500 on a daily level, but they can only use up to 300 rupees of Trell cash. So that's also a bigger challenge when you run programs on this scale. And we have seen ourselves fail, and we are making changes so every day forward to make sure that we come up with something that customer loves, also with making sure that both part of our apps are equally realized, equally engaging as well. Now, when it comes to loyalty within Trell, how we are doing it? Apart from the program, well, we are looking at customer behavior from content side and trying to cross-pollinate it at Trell send as well. How this has happened is if a customer is looking at DIY video, if a customer is looking at fashion videos or engaging videos, then we have different categories to offer him. This is pretty basic cross pollination, right? Very basic cross pollination. But what we are doing extra from that, if a person is searching for a certain video, let's say a search abandoned. If you search for a video but you didn't watch it, or if you search for a product but you didn't watch it, then we are making sure that within the next 10 minutes we reach out to you with a next best recommendation. Recommendation engine in India are not that efficient as of now, because if I've seen a toilet bowl on Amazon once, this will always be my recommendation. It will always be in my recommendation, even though I'm buying bed sheet. Recommendation engines are not that efficient in big e-commerce. However, our recommendation works on a totally different module where we are looking at similar search terms. We're not looking at your past history anymore, whatever you have searched in the past. We're looking at your 10 minutes previous history to see what is the relevant search term in your case. So that's also one of the major impact that we have built out. Let's talk about this approach that we talked about is a reward point system, which is pretty basic. Everyone is doing it. We are doing it at a 2 level where we are also introducing referral points as well. However, there is another reward points which you have all might have heard is a tiered level program. Myntra is doing it pretty successfully. They have insider level, icon level, legend level. I don't know how many levels that they have. Myntra is doing it pretty successfully. But right now I want to talk about another program which how homegrown e-commerce or homegrown D2C brand like Ulta Beauty is doing in the US. You might have heard about Ulta Beauty, but this is a homegrown US brand, a D2C US brand, which has recently gotten into e-commerce space. And the best part about Ulta Beauty is that they offer in-store solutions as well for grooming, basically makeup and all. So Ulta Beauty is like a salon and e-commerce for makeup in its own. They have a very successful reward loyalty program, which has translated into 90% of their sale in the last 2 years. Now imagine a loyalty program being so successful that 90% of the total sale is coming just from the loyal customers. They have achieved that through their ultimate rewards program. Their reward points is also pretty simple. You shop, you earn. You get points during very basic activities. Like if you open your email, you will get a point. If you take part in a promotional activity in your store, you will get points. And if you even buy a Ulta Beauty branded credit card from any other company or shop with the Ulta Beauty recommended card, you will get a lot of points for that. So some very interesting point that Ulta Beauty has set up, and there is no limit to how you can use your point. You can use your point in redeeming it in fashion salon, Ulta Beauty salon, products, etc. So their program does not need to have a scale up. So it's free to join. Like once you have made a purchase or once you have signed up, you are part of the loyalty program. So they have a much wider audience to reach out. They don't need you to do anything to be a loyal customer. They want you to be a normal customer and then engage you into a loyalty program via their communication. We have 3 tiered program. One is a member, which is a base program. One is medium tier, which is a platinum program. And then, of course, the top tier, which is a diamond program. Now, benefit obviously translate into how you are doing your app. If you are platinum, if you are a member, you don't need to spend in a year. You will still receive points earned per email viewed or taken part in a promotional activity. Free birthday gift, because if you're signing up your email, you are giving them free data points as well.
You're giving them free data and you will get a birthday gift. And obviously, if you made a purchase in your birthday month, you'll get 2x promotion. Now, why don't you want to purchase in your birthday month when you get so excited prizes? If you make a purchase, then you are getting a free gift and double the points. For example, if I made a $10 purchase, I'll get points for $20. Why wouldn't I want that? Which can be translated into future credits. Then in a platinum program, your points earned is obviously slightly higher on every dollar spent. You'll still receive all the basic membership plan, but you'll also receive some additional plan like a birthday coupon, or your points will never expire. They will live on forever. Diamond, obviously, if it is all about spends have been done in a single year. So apart from that, they're also, what they're doing is not only they are having their e-commerce space opening up, they're also making sure that the beauty industry that they are building out, the small service industry that they are building out within Ulta Beauty, gets some share out of it. So that's why for the Diamond Beauty plan, they are offering annual $25 gift card. So the results of this program has been great for Ulta because first of all, it's a free layered program. It has no condition to buy, and with their expertise in the birthday month celebration, they are making sure that the women especially wants to buy during their birthday. And because of that, they are also doing a viral email marketing campaign for it. If it's a birthday within that month, they will send you your recommended product based on your horoscope sign. And on top of that, they will also give you the choice of option in terms of what kind of birthday gift you want, plus a coupon on top of it. So everyone is so lot of people get converts in the first step as well. So Ulta Beauty's loyalty program, which was revamped in 2012, got them to contribute up to 90% of their global sale. Now 32 million member have been part of the Ulta Beauty loyalty program, which is a 64% development from 2015 numbers. That's a huge number. They have they have more than doubled up their loyal customer just by doing one simple marketing trick. And I'm not sure whether you have heard about Starbucks or Sephora's plan, but their spending is much lesser than Starbucks and Sephora as the competition analysis, because Ulta Beauty there is no points for joining in. In Sephora, you have to spend some to join your loyalty program, which in turns also offers you masterclass and all. Now that's an expensive affair from Sephora's end. If you're joining in masterclass, they have to host it, right? They have to host it. They have to do multiple activation events for you to join those programs. Ulta Beauty does not do any of that. They are spending directly on customer and for customer with their reward point system, which can be redeemed in stores. So customer service is basically the key when it comes to Ulta Beauty's loyalty program. And the results have been great so far. So yeah, that's about it from my side. I would love if anyone has any questions about how we can, yeah, please.
On your presentation, right? Are you doing anything specifically for the loyalty to the brand? Because
see, loyalty to the brand, loyalty. When you say about loyalty to the brand, that can be translated into two things. One is the brand that a consumer is buying, or one is the e-commerce brand that you're referring to, from which they're buying. So first, we have to identify whether that is clear or not.
So let me just clarify the question. Now, as far as I understand what Trell is, it's a social commerce.
Yeah.
You have content, plus you have the e-commerce site as well.
Correct.
Right? That means in today's world, you are competing with Instagrams and Facebooks of the world.
Correct.
Plus Myntra and things like that, right? Now, how do you kind of expect a customer to move away from an Instagram or from a Facebook where I do get content with all the influencers and everything, all of my DIY videos, all of my lifestyle fitness videos, everything is there, right? And based on what I view, these social media platforms have also
Facebook
made it
has
a
every
point.
detail.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of right now they are at a point where they're irritating me with ads.
Of course.
Correct. So, how do you expect the consumers to move away from the from the social media platforms to your social commerce platform without considering the discounts?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we also have the same question over and over in our mind, because when we talk about from just an e-commerce site, we think about how we are gonna compare with Nykaa and Purple and all, because they are the biggest players, Nykaa, Purple, and Myntra and all, because they are biggest player in terms of beauty marketing when it comes out. And then with content commerce, with content as a space, like you rightly mentioned, there is Mosh, there is Instagram, Mosh. Now Myntra and Nykaa are also doing watch beauty live videos. Now what makes Trell different from them? Now I very well agree that these apps that which we have talked about have pretty much saturated your tier 1 cities. However, your tier 2 and tier 3 city, from which the next 500 million mobile ready users are going to come out, according to a recent study, they are still very much untapped market. And this is where Trell is trying to put their mark in, because that's why we have most of our tie-ups come in from regional content creators, which very much understand the sentiment of those markets, those user, and they know what gets sell out, like how McDonald's does it. Right, we talked about it in the earlier session. How McDonald's does it, they cater to the area in which they are serving. So similarly, Trell has gone into and collaborated with a lot of a regional content player, lot of the regional known faces, to make sure that we create a mark in those audiences, in those cities as well. And more to the point, our app is available in 10 languages, while the tier 1 apps which you were talking about, like Instagram, Facebook and all, those are available hardly in 2 languages. So it makes our app a little more easier for them to follow, because not everyone knows English in tier 2, tier 3 cities, but it is easier to follow and connect within your own language. This is a very well known fact right now.